The Epstein saga has exposed something in Trump that we've never seen before. You might want to cover your eyes. This is just another day. While the summer is normally your chance to take a break from the stressors of life, our current president can catch no such break.
Mr. President, I know you want to move past all this intrigue over the Epstein files, but I do want to ask you to clarify something you said this morning. You said this was all a hoax. Has your Attorney General told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen of that?
No, it's not the Attorney General, no. I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years.
Run by the Democrats? Can we call the White House physician? I think Trump might need to get his eyes checked for colorblindness because he's starting to confuse reds for blues.
The Jeffrey Epstein case, you do not know all the details of this thing, I promise.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
What names are in there, man?
Apparently that's back when Dan Bongino was trying out his character Stone Surfer begging for the release of the Epstein files. All this billionaire pedophilia is like totally gnarly, dude. Did he hang himself or hang 10? Yes, Donald Trump has now turned to trying to convince the public that his whole Epstein kerfluffle is a hoax perpetuated by the Democrats. I mean, sure, he has no proof, and in fact, all of the evidence points to the contrary, but when has that ever stopped this man before?
You had Christopher Wray and these characters and Comey before him, and it's a bad group. It started, actually, look at the Steele dossier that turned out to be a total hoax. The 51 agents, the intelligence, so-called intelligence agents, it was a hoax. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
Ouch. Calling Mike Johnson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert stupid and foolish? I mean, we know they're stupid and foolish. You can't be the sharpest tool in the shed when you see Beetlejuice the musical as the perfect venue to show off your handiwork, but still, to hear Trump say it is pretty telling. But let's zoom out a little bit here. Is it just me, or does Trump seem off his game? I mean, this is the master of manipulation, the deity of deception, the lord of the lies. And yet, here he is, in his own office, bashing Republicans and desperately trying to make the Epstein story go away. He's used his standard bag of tricks. He tried calling off the dogs, which worked for one day. He went postal with his Truth Social posts, starting with this weekend, where he tried to remind everybody to stop giving Epstein publicity, and then proceeded to name-check the guy countless times in his ramblings. And this morning, presumably over his breakfast Big Mac, he was at it again.
He said, my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson. They probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left. And then he said, let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. And then he said, I don't want their support anymore.
I don't want their support anymore? My God, Donald Trump is acting like such a bratty teenager. I'm surprised Matt Gaetz hasn't tried to hang out with him. And how about the fact that he still closes with, thank you for your attention to this matter, as though that could ever undo all of the insanity of what he wrote beforehand. That's like getting a ransom note that says, give us all the money if you want your family to live. We appreciate your focus on this issue. I mean, the guy is grasping.
Whoever operated the auto pen had a policy, which is, by the way, I think the biggest scandal. That's the scandal they should be talking about, not Jeffrey Epstein. The scandal you should be talking about is the auto pen, because I think it's the biggest scandal, one of them in American history.
That's right. Not Watergate, or Iran-Contra, or Chappaquiddick. Biden's use of the auto pen, the tool that has been used by numerous administrations for decades, is the biggest scandal in American history. And this dastardly signature tool is so vile, so wretched, that Donald Trump launched an investigation into the use of it the only way this administration knows how.
NBC News conducted an analysis of the communications that the chair of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer, has used to bring in former members of the Biden White House to ask them questions about Biden's use of the auto pen and his cognitive decline in office. And what we discovered is that of the 16 letters that Comer sent to these staffers, that they were all signed with the use of a digital signature, meaning that he did not actually sign these documents himself.
They couldn't even use their own hand on this one? Who are you, Lauren Boebert's date? Until now, Donald Trump has been able to make the impossible happen. He forced multiple high-powered law firms to bend to his will and cut deals with his administration. He floated the idea of subverting the Constitution and running for a third term with zero pushback from his base, including those strict constitutionalists on the right. And he wrangled practically his entire party to pass a bill that blatantly contradicted one of the biggest campaign promises of their party, that Medicaid would be left alone. Now they are cutting healthcare for 17 million people. But on this issue, the dam is starting to break.
What do you say to the Republicans who are concerned about this, really thought that this was going to come out full, everything they had, and now they feel like this is part of some kind of cover-up?
Yeah, well, I think probably at the get-go, maybe there were unrealistic expectations about what all was going to be entailed here.
Unrealistic expectations from Donald Trump? I mean, that's odd. I've always thought Mr. I can end the Russia-Ukraine war on day one and 90 deals in 90 days was exemplary when it came to realistic expectations. Look, I don't know how to say this, but I think something is wrong with our president. This is a man who, to his credit, is amazing at owning a narrative and manipulating the media. Normally, Donald Trump sees assertions of lying, corruption, and illegal behavior and welcomes them with open arms. When centuries of constitutional precedent says the President of the United States isn't supposed to accept gifts from foreign governments, Trump promises to ponder that one from the bedroom of his brand new Qatari jet. When Americans raise concerns about having billionaires having undue influence on his presidency, Trump promises to think it over during his $1 million per plate crypto dinner. And when people say that certain business ventures could pose a conflict of interest for our commander-in-chief, Trump vows to make some calls about it using his newly launched mobile phone company. What is happening? Did the Sultan of Spin lose his magic touch? This is like Steph Curry not being able to sink threes anymore, or JD not being able to murder popes simply by peering into their souls with his heavily mascaraed eyes. This is not the guy we know. The Donald Trump we know gets accused of insider trading for posting, "This is a great time to buy DJT," right before hitting pause on his tariffs. But he doesn't cower in the corner or lash out at people. He invites billionaires over to celebrate and allows that celebration to be filmed.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
I'm surprised they weren't roasting marshmallows over a pile of burning cash. And all of this begs the question, what on earth did Trump do? What is on those Epstein files that has the CEO of nothing to SEE here so frazzled? I mean, honestly, I think Trump is exhausted. He might just need a reset. He's been inside the Beltway so long that he's lost his edge. My advice for him? Take a beat. Get out of town. Recharge. Donald, picture yourself on a beautiful island. Okay, bad example. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.